Hi, my name is Patrick Cleope. I'm an executive chef here at Northwestern University. I'm honoring Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Today I'll be making a classic Filipino dish with my own American twist to it. The dish is called Chicken Adobo. I grew up making it with my grandmother and my mother. Being one of the oldest, I was relied upon to make sure my younger siblings were fed. So this is one of the earliest dishes I was taught to make. So we'll start off with some chicken, oil in the pan. I got about 2 tablespoons of garlic. In our Filipino heritage, there's no such thing as too much garlic. So for us, the more garlic, the better. We're gonna cook that up real quick. You want it to be nice and fragrant. And then but you don't want it to get too dark because there's gonna be a lot going into this. So we're gonna throw the chicken in. I like to use chicken thighs. It is a little fattier, but I feel like it has more flavor. And it's one of those cuts of chicken that kind of gets ignored a little bit. All right, we'll let that chicken go. Cut up some onion for the dish. I got about a half of a large onion here. Onion into large chunks. It's gonna get broken down anyway because we're gonna be simmering the dish. Go straight into the pan. All right, sweat these onions so they're nice and translucent. All right, once the onions are translucent, we want to deglaze the pan with some of the soy sauce. The soy sauce will catch any of the froth that's on the bottom because you don't want to lose out on any of the flavor for this dish. We're going to let that go for a little bit. So we want the soy sauce to deglaze the pan, but also we want it to reduce a little bit. I'm not adding too much salt to this dish because the soy sauce is already pretty salty. I'm going to go ahead and add in my bay leaf. Use 1 or 2, but this is a really big one, so I'm going to keep it at 1. Next up, we're going to add the vinegar. Little history about this dish. My grandmother was the one that taught me how to make this dish. As a new father, I hope to teach my daughter how to make it, to keep the tradition going and to help teach her about our Filipino heritage. I was born here in America, but that doesn't mean I don't have a strong connection to my Filipino heritage. All right, so once the vinegar is in, I'm gonna go ahead and add a jalapeno. I like the heat. Just go ahead and cut it in half. Seeds and all. Just throw it in there, and we're just gonna let this stew and get that chicken thighs nice and tender. Once the chicken's been simmering for a while, you'll see that the jalapeno lost its nice green color. That's most of the flavor going out. We're gonna add the coconut milk. This is where there's another thing I added to it. It's not traditionally, well, from what my grandmother taught me, coconut milk isn't traditionally in this dish, but I feel like it's a good addition to it. So I like the creaminess of it and the sweetness to it. All right, so you don't want it to be too salty or too spicy, so we're going to add a little bit of sugar. Adding the sugar should balance out the salt from the soy and some of the heat from the jalapeno. All right, looking at it, we're almost there. So I'm going to warm up some vegetables because you got to have a balanced diet. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. All right, then we're going to go ahead and add the green beans. In the Philippines, they have these really nice long green beans. But here, I try to source locally, and we have these nice local green beans from Michigan that we're going to be using as a accompaniment to our dish. So we're going to add a little bit of salt to this, just a touch, because the dish already has a lot of salt from the soy, so we don't want to be overly salty. All right, so now this is just about done. we're gonna start plating up. Every Asian dish pretty much has some rice in it, so in the Philippines we love our rice, so I'm gonna add some rice. That's a good helping right there. All right, we're gonna get some of our chicken adobo. Should be nice and tender. Add that to the bowl. Don't forget some of that sauce. Great thing about green beans, to keep it nice and vibrant. Add some color to the dish. Some red peppers. All right. Okay, and then I like to top it with some pickled red onions. Added some lime juice to this. I'll cut some of that fattiness from the chicken thighs. And with the coconut, I'm gonna add a little toasted coconut just to give it some more sweetness. Garnish with a lime wedge, and we're good to go. Add some brightness to the dish, and here we go. Let me clean it off. And here you go.